Bronny James has been a slightly above average late second round pick.
A plane in flight from New Orleans to Milwaukee, whereas the Bucks got to sleep in their own beds last night.
And the folks that used him as a cudgel because they hate LeBron should be embarrassed.
Why are you talking about the 55th pick? Oh my God. Don't you know he's the 55th pick? You're only talking about him because he's LeBron's son. Yeah, and you're only defending him because he's LeBron's son. The difference is, I tell the truth. Bronny James got to start for the Lakers the first time this season. So how did he do? Well, he didn't score. He missed a wide open three, so they guarded him like Ben Simmons. And like Ben Simmons, he was scared to shoot and had no impact, so JJ Redick benched him until garbage time, where he got 1 rebound and 1 assist. He somehow had a negative plus-minus as a starter in a game where the Lakers won by 24 points. He even managed to bring down his scorching season averages to 26% from the field and 20% from deep. But according to Wright, Bronny James is embarrassing the haters.
Bronny James has been a slightly above average late second round pick, and all the crying that was done should be embarrassed.
He's playing better than all the other late second round picks. Why? Because he still has a roster spot and they don't.
Of those 14 guys, 7 of them are not on an NBA roster. You know, he certainly is providing more value than those 7.
Oh, I wonder why that is. And he has more minutes, assists, and steals than those picks.
Okay. Of those 14 guys, only Jamal Shead and Cam Spencer have more assists.
The mental gymnastics is really insane. Out of the 14 guys that were drafted in the back half of the second round 2 years ago, out of the 5 that are still in the NBA, only 3 of them have more assists than Bronny. And they might be better in every other category, and Bronny might get more minutes, but wow.
That's a Bikram yoga stretch. You stretched the hell out of it. Good job.
That almost sounds impressive, Nick, but I like this one better.
He's got a great soul.
But Bronny's low field goal percentage? Well, he hasn't shot enough.
His field goal percentage is like 20%. He hasn't shot much.
Oh, so every other stat's legit, but the moment it's bad and it's against him, now we care about attempts. You know who he has more attempts than? Those other 14 guys, Nick. And giving him credit for keeping his roster spot? I mean, really? Look, I have no problem with Bronny, but what I can't stand is the lies and the push for him to have a bigger role. Bronny has had more of an impact in those second rounders because he's been given more opportunities. But enough with the comparisons to the other second rounders. He's not a rookie anymore. It's a stupid talking point. Let's compare him to the players he's starting over. Let's compare him to the players he's making more money than. Let's compare him to the players he's getting more minutes than. The draft is over. The draft has been over for 2 years. That draft is done. That draft happened and it's done. Nick Smith Jr. has played way better than Bronny for the Lakers. He just doesn't get to play. Jordan Goodwin was cut to keep Bronny, and so was Shake Milton. Real NBA caliber players have been cut to keep Bronny on the roster, but you want to talk about late second rounders who aren't even in the NBA. If Bronny were any of those players, he also wouldn't be in the NBA. Nick Wright was feeling himself because Bronny had good games against the Blazers and the Heat. He had a couple of assists and steals, but forget the stats. Bronny actually showed effort and contributed in those games. He wasn't a complete liability the entire time like he normally is. He did something I never thought he could do. Those 2 games were the best of his career by far, and that includes the 17 points against Milwaukee, since that game didn't matter. Congrats to Bronny. Seriously. But ever since then, he's been back to normal. The Lakers have been playing 4-on-5 when he's on the court. You don't get to compare Bronny to other second rounders, because if that's the case, he should be at home with them. Instead, he is starting in NBA games and getting more opportunities than ever. And he's making $8 million more than those players. So let's compare him to his peers. Bronny is a net negative on an NBA court. He's somehow worse than last season. Bronny's not embarrassing the haters. The Lakers are embarrassing themselves by having them start for their team. There is no justification to have Bronny in the NBA. It's insanity. It's insanity.
So of those 14 guys, 7 of them are not on an NBA roster.
Because they don't have LeBron making sure that they're on the roster, which, oddly enough, is how I got my job. Isn't that right, JJ?
He's got a great soul.